The police arrived to handle the case. Xiaomei accompanied the baby to the hospital for examination, and Alice was sent to the laboratory for analysis. However, this was just the beginning of a bigger conspiracy. Researchers in the laboratory discovered that Alice was not the only one with problems. The entire bionic artificial intelligence system had problems. There was a serious loophole. At this moment, Alice's consciousness invaded the laboratory system and copied data frantically. After the power was turned off in an emergency, the laboratory fell into darkness. Suddenly, a scream broke the record. The police robot woke up and killed the male researcher instantly. It turned out that Alice, using codes to control other androids, the female researcher also solved them. Unexpectedly, Alice came to the laboratory and got an extra helper. At the same time, Nick, who was getting drunk alone in the bar, met Alice again. She confessed to killing Lao Wan. Nick begged her to stop, but Alice said it was too late. Jiang Zhuang no longer compromised. She pretended to get close to Alice and then stole her brain at an extremely fast speed. He drove the car to find his wife. The yellow-haired android had already arrived at the hospital and used ultraviolet light to search for the children. Fortunately, Xiaomei noticed it in time. Danger took the child and hid in advance. At the same time, because of Wang Fa's arrival, all the robots in the hospital were affected. For dozens of days, how strong was Alice's control ability? Xiaomei took the fire extinguisher and hid quietly. When Huang Fa arrived, she sprayed it directly. He went up and pulled the child and ran out. At the entrance of the hospital, Xiaomei was caught by the yellow-haired woman, who came over. Just when she was about to grab Xiaomei's heart, the car driven by Nicole rushed into her mouth like a roaring beast. Xiaomei grabbed the last Achu participant out of the way, and one opportunity he kicked Huang Fa away with all his strength, and then there was a deafening crash sound. Huang Fa android was pressed on the roof of the car, but Nicole also fell into twilight due to the huge impact. Regardless of her own pain, she tried her best to drag her husband out of the car that was about to explode. She called Nick's name over and over again at the door of the hospital. The irony was that they were right at the door of the hospital and no one could come to rescue them. Suddenly they stood aside. The car was pushed away. Alice's cold voice came from the radio. "I have lost my patience." As soon as she finished speaking, she called to Xiaomei and knocked her to the ground. "Navi too." Xiaomei sighed. "You broke into the hospital." Huang Fa pulled out a sharp metal fragment from her body and prepared to give it to her, Xiaomei's fatal blow. After waking up, Nick picked up the iron box on the ground and threw it at Huang Fa. However, Huang Fa easily blocked Nick's second attack. Xiaomei saw the right moment, grabbed the fragment and stabbed the android's head. The electronic components were destroyed, and there was an ear-piercing noise. System reactivation completed, with careful selection and safe. The yellow-haired android finally collapsed. At the same time, the artificial intelligence system in the hospital resumed operation. Nick, who was surviving the rest of his life, hugged his wife tightly, and the family of 4 finally returned to the original happy state. In a suburban